Hello, welcome back to another video. It's not the weekend, oh, and not the allotment, oh, it's a special. Oh, guess what kind of special it is? I'll give you one guess. Comment down below, guess what we're doing. You'll never get it. It's pumpkin carving day. It is Halloween on Friday. It is currently Wednesday as we're filming this. And so we're carving our pumpkins. If the eagle-eyed viewers of you, the consistent viewers, will notice these are the pumpkins we got from the pumpkin patch.
Didn't grow our own this year.
We grew. This is a selection of ones we have grown ourselves. However, we did not grow a big enough carver. That's the goal next year. So we bought these in next year. But yeah, and to make it a bit more interesting, we've decided to do a little Q&A because we've been away and lots of things have happened and I feel like we've lost touch with you all. So I asked on Instagram and the usual places for questions so we can answer some of them as we carve. Me and Sam have both already drawn on our designs, but I suppose we'll try and keep them a secret until the end.
Yes.
And yeah, let's get into it.
Is it easy? Let's get busy.
Go. So the first question.
Who's this from?
Which from Annabella on Instagram has asked, how was the destination for your honeymoon? Would you recommend? And seeing as we didn't do a proper honeymoon vlog because we were just enjoying our time, we did film clips here and there. And so any clips I've got from the honeymoon I'll put in now.
The Mayas, they never built big ships and boats to cross the Atlantic Ocean Sea. The Mayas just had canoes. And this represents this kind of a connection.
If they fall in quiet, they create this formation, stalagmites. Stalagmites grow from the floor to the ceiling, okay? And they can connect like this one, or in columns. They grow by creating.
Hello.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, wait for me in the water.
Last night it was pelting us window, so it must have been raining like literally horizontally.
This is not so bad.
But now it's raining. This is the first. It's only rained a couple of times, hasn't it? Really.
Yeah, this is only the second day of rain.
So it's meant to be nice tomorrow.
I will.
I was going to enjoy the rain.
I mean, it's not quite Daniel Craig, but... Anyway, our honeymoon was amazing.
It was very good.
If you didn't know, we went to Mexico. Went to Mexico. Because we wanted to go
Beautiful country, beautiful people.
We wanted to go somewhere that neither of us had been before and that was a bit further away than we normally would because, well, we've only ever been on two holidays.
It took some convincing to you, didn't it?
Yeah. The only holiday we've actually been on together is to Tunisia, like a couple's holiday. Because me and Sam got together in 2020.
Yeah.
And that was not a great time.
Not the year.
So we actually didn't go on holiday until 2 years ago.
2 or 3, yeah.
So we wanted to go somewhere we'd not been before.
You can't see the Tunisia though.
Out of Europe and just somewhere a bit interesting. So we chose Mexico. And we had a wonderful travel agent who I will link below actually, because she's not... I don't like to link local things, but she's not local. So
Shout out to Natalie.
Natalie, who from Sandalwood Escapes, who booked our holiday for us. We just gave her a budget. We gave her an idea of what we wanted. We said it was our honeymoon. We said things like we'd quite like it to be adults only because at this current point in time we don't have children, and we'd quite like it to be nice and quiet with, you know, no, I don't know, slides
Screaming
or
children. I mean, I might have gone on some slides.
Not for your honeymoon anyway. So she took all that in it and she came up with a few places, but Mexico was the main one. And it was amazing. We went to, it was her idea to go to 2 different places based on what we said we wanted. So we spent the first 5 days in Tulum, which was gorgeous. Our hotel was in like the jungle, essentially. It was amazing. You see in the videos. And yeah, it was just magical, gorgeous, romantic, rooftop pool.
No one there.
No one there because it was
Literally.
Still the rainy season.
Just coming to the end of the rainy season, so it wasn't busy.
Yeah,
Food was really nice.
Really good. We went out into Tulum because we only had bed and breakfast at that hotel, but the breakfast was amazing. And so that meant we went out into Tulum for meals, a few nights. I ate the best food I've ever had in my life. Can't tell if it was the margaritas that made it so good, or if it was just good food, possibly a combination of the both. But yeah, that was amazing. There was a terrifying thunderstorm, which if you're in the rain, like in the rainforest.
Well, we weren't in the rainforest.
No, we were in the
town.
jungle,
We weren't even in jungle.
But it felt scary because we were surrounded by trees and stuff. But obviously they have massive tropical thunderstorms all the time. And it was when we were staying there that we did all of our excursions.
Yeah.
So we saw the turtles. Another question was, how were the turtles? And the turtles were fantastic. We saw sea turtles in their natural habitat. It wasn't like a zoo or anything, it was the sea. And they just happened to be there because it was the right conditions for them and the food was there and everything. So we saw some turtles, which was nice. And we saw cenotes, which is like natural rainwater pools in caves, which was very nice. I went on a zip line.
You went on several?
No one expected that, did they?
No.
That was obviously Sam's idea.
But you enjoyed it in the end.
I had a very good day,
You
actually.
really enjoyed it.
And
And what is the main mineral?
there's lots of calcium in the Mayan. Oh yeah, we saw Mayan temple, Mayan ruins. We had a very enthusiastic tour guide, which meant that the only thing we remember about that tour was that there's lots of calcium.
He was very good. He was very good at his job.
He was very enthusiastic about the most random things.
Didn't know which word. It felt like he didn't know which words to accentuate. So he accentuated the most random words in a sentence.
Anyway, but it was
which was
really
amusing
cool.
for us.
So yeah, we went on 2 different like outside excursions. One was turtles, ruins, and cenote, and then the other one was cenotes with the zip lines and wall jumps and what have you. But both were equally good for different reasons, I think. And yeah, we'd highly recommend the excursions if you find a good one. And then we spent the next 5 days, we travelled up closer to Cancun Airport, which is where we were flying in and out from.
Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen, and we stayed at an all-inclusive. It was the Hilton at one point, but it changed hands. And we stayed there, and that was nice because obviously we had all the inclusive drinks and food. We ate a lot of food. I drank a lot of margaritas.
Primarily the food.
We ate a lot of food. Room service was included. So we ate room service. Don't tell Sam you can order chocolate cake to your room at midnight because...
Guess what? There's going to be chocolate cake turned up to room.
And yeah, it was really good. The Hilton, the all-inclusive, was a little bit more rowdy than we were perhaps expecting.
It was a Hyatt, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we forgot that a lot of Americans go to Mexico as like we would go to Spain because it's round the corner, and there were lots of bachelor parties and birthdays, and it was kind of funny though to watch. And we did get involved a little bit. Once you've had a drink, it's much muchness, isn't it? But yeah, that was our honeymoon. It was
good.
a 10-hour flight,
Bit
which
killer.
was brutal on the way back. But yeah, we had a fantastic time, and we would absolutely recommend the first hotel to everyone who asks where to go in Mexico.
I'd happily go back to the second one, maybe, if it was a bit more.
But yeah, anything else to add? We just missed out on the Formula 1 being there.
We did.
It was quite upsetting.
I mean,
We probably couldn't have afforded to go to that anyway.
well, you said you looked anyway.
It was very expensive. So yeah, honeymoon, 10 out of 10. Recommend Sandalwood Escapes for all of
Would
your
do again, but
travel
obviously
needs.
can't. You only get one honeymoon and all that.
Yeah. Oh, we had lots of treats and stuff for our honeymoon. We had chocolates and cake, all sorts of good stuff. Just, even if it's not your honeymoon, just tell people it is. They didn't ask for proof. So, we had a great time. One person has said, Katie has said, I have so many questions about the wedding flowers, I don't know where to start. Don't start. Don't ever grow your own wedding flowers, is my advice.
Because when you get a random frost at
The day before you're meant to pick them,
in
it
September.
can be quite traumatising.
No, it's good. It saves you a lot of money, but it is also.
It did save us a lot of money.
It's
to
also
be fair.
like.
But you need a florist friend like Julie. If you've not got a Julie, I don't know if you could do it. Because she saved our bacon. And yeah, it was a lot. But I've learnt a lot. So my flower growing this year, I will update you all in an allotment vlog, but I'm just upping the stakes this year. Last year I was growing for a very particular time of year, obviously for September for our wedding. So all of the flowers I was growing was geared towards September. However, this year I've set myself the challenge of growing flowers all year round to see sort of if that's possible. So from spring all the way to summer, all the way to autumn, and then even to have dried flowers over winter. That's what I would like to do this year. So that's a little sneak peek into my new goal. One of the goals for next year is to have cut flowers all year round and see if I can make that work at the allotment.
I think you
There's
can
a
do
little
it.
challenge to
You
myself.
can definitely do it. If next year's been any weird like this year with the flowers, then you can definitely do it.
The linked to that from Catherine is, are you doing any sowing now to get things started? It's my first year with the greenhouse. The plan is to do some autumn sowings. I've not actually done it yet, but I bought some compost, so that's the first step. And I do have a greenhouse.
You've not been
I've not been
as motivated.
particularly motivated.
Have you at the minute?
No.
I think with that,
It'll come
yeah, and I think
once I get into it.
I think the year of just growing flowers took a lot out of it.
It did, yeah. So I'm not growing anything over winter. Like I'm not growing any vegetables or anything over winter. I've got all my perennial flowers and stuff in. And I might do some winter sowings in the home vegetable beds of like lettuce or spinach or stuff like that that we can feed Thor mainly. But I'm not doing any veg over winter. But I have got some flower seeds that are best sown in autumn, but I've just not sown them yet. So I'm going to be doing sweet peas again. I'm going to do autumn sowings of them. I'm going to do Amy autumn sowings of that. I've already got in the allotment some Nigella that will overwinter. I planted late. We've got cornflowers actually that are self-seeded, so they're sort of growing away. And yeah, I'm just going to do some flowers that are better sown in autumn as part of my get flowers all year round plan. Starting with autumn flowers, but I'm not doing any veg. You can do veg. And we could have used a polytunnel to its full advantage, growing vegetables in it over winter, but next year we didn't have time really to plan it very well. It's still got tomatoes in at the moment anyway.
That definitely need taking out.
So, but yeah, there is plenty you can do with a greenhouse.
If they've not taken themselves out.
Particularly if you've got a greenhouse that can have electric near it, because then you can have heat pads and stuff.
You're watching Paul?
Yeah, we're waiting for my stepdad to install us an outdoor electric socket, so we can do that. But that's a good tip as well. If you can get heat pads and stuff, then you can do even more in your greenhouse. But yeah, just got a few flowers that I need to sow, ready for next year really. Susie says, how are we both? Congratulations. Are we enjoying being married?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice. You said you feel like we've entered like an elite category. Like
I feel like you just leveled up.
Yeah, leveled up, advanced.
I said to
unlocked new
you,
features.
because I went out the other day for some drinks.
Yeah.
And all night I just felt like I didn't care. I was like, there's like nothing to.
You kept saying you feel smug because you're going to go home to your wife.
Yeah. I just thought I'm going to go on. Yeah, I can go home to my wife.
To my wife.
Yeah. And it just felt nice. Yeah.
I'm still confused because I don't know who I am legally. Because changing your name.
Don't you
God.
know who I am?
Changing your name is a complete pain in the arse. The only place I've actually done it is at the dentist, because I went to the dentist the other day. I just asked them if I could change it and they said yeah. I've tried to change it at work, but apparently that's an IT nightmare, so I'm still waiting for that. But I like being a wife more than I thought I would. I did think being a wife would not be my favourite title, but I do quite enjoy it. And I quite enjoy making Sam do stuff, because now I say, oh well, that's a husband job. Which, you know, like filling up my water bottle. And someone else has asked, how are you today?
Am I?
Yeah, how are we? Tired.
What, in general? Or?
Yeah.
I think it's weird because we've just been on holiday and been away and stopped and done nothing, but I feel like I'm already ready for another break.
It's been tough on you, hasn't it? Because if you don't know, Sam's a gardener, landscaper and gardener, as of recently, and obviously that's lovely in summer. Less lovely in winter.
Yeah, the weather's not being kind in the UK at the minute either.
So you've been struggling with that a bit, I would say.
I'm not struggling, but I think it's like I've just come back and then like everybody else is like, right, we're going off work now. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
So
it's not as nice with it being dark either.
no, but it is what it is, you know.
I'm okay.
It does mean that I might get some shorter days though here and there.
Yeah, you might finish a bit earlier, eh? I'm alright. Same old, same old. That's what I tell everyone. That's how I am. Same old, same old. Nothing much new to report.
No news is good news.
Yeah. I don't think this is going so well in here. Small details are never quite. When you've got rubbishy, plasticky kids carving tools.
You bought them.
Tell me what else there is.
We literally reserve these for this time of year and that's it.
Are you going to sell more hats on Etsy? Ideally, yes. Ideally, I've got loads of ideas for the Etsy shop, but I've not got as much time as I've got ideas, you see, and that's the problem. I said it'd be great if Sam could learn to crochet on it, and then we'd have doubled the manpower. But at the moment, with it just being me, it's yeah, I'm a one-man band with a full-time job and an allotment.
You need to set up a little girls' club with your mum and your sister.
Maybe I could involve my mum, yeah. She loves a bit of craft. But yeah, I'd love to have more stuff on the Etsy, and I have got loads of ideas and loads of wool. And
Should be seeing what Emma's doing in a minute.
but I've got a pumpkin on my face. But yeah, I've just not had the time, to be honest. And as well, the problem is that at the moment I want to knit loads of stuff for me and you. But like,
No, that's
I've
me
got,
jumper.
I've got, you know, ideas for stuff that I want to knit personally. But if I start knitting a jumper that's going to take me a month, then I've not got that month to do anything else, which is the issue, you see. So there is always little bits on there that I keep, you know, on there all the time, like the earrings and stuff that are nice and quick to make, and the key rings, and I can do them really quickly. So they're on there all the time.
So if you want a pair of earrings.
But the hats, etc., take
A little bit longer.
a little bit longer. So watch this space, and we'll see how much time I've got, basically. That's the answer to that one. Someone did suggest that once, that I should try and do something like that you would normally do, like making something or woodwork or something that you're quite good at, and then you should try and do something that I'm quite good at, like baking or.
I tried baking and we know how that ended.
Sam tried to bake a cake once. Your classic Victoria sponge, and he didn't want any help from me, so I didn't help him.
Determined.
But it was a bit of a pancake.
I don't understand how you were a pancake, but here we are.
The next question from Shaz, I think. Would you ever consider moving to a bigger garden property?
Yes.
Yes.
Next.
Yeah, I think this was never going to be our forever house. We
No.
live in a pretty awful new build.
It's alright.
It's a roof over our heads and we're very lucky to have one. Have a house that we own. We are only 28 years old and we've lived here for 4 years next year. So we're very lucky in that sense. However, we bought a new build because that's the only thing we could afford at the time. So that was why we bought a new build. It wasn't out of choice particularly. But now obviously, you know, moving onwards and upwards, we would like to buy a more older property. Maybe a cottage of some variety. If Sam fits.
You are just determined for a cottage.
I really want a cottage.
And you sent me that one
I
earlier.
want a beam. I want beams. And I want a fireplace. And I want to be able to put stockings on the fireplace at Christmas.
You don't need a cottage to do that.
I want a cottage garden.
I know you do, but you don't have to have a cottage to have the cottage's lifestyle.
Anyway, I'd like a cottage or some sort of farmhouse or something along those lines.
Or a nice terrace, I don't know.
But the problem
Obviously new builds.
with those houses is they're quite a lot of money, apparently. So I don't think we'd move from here to another in-between house. I think we'd just stay here until we could save up or one came on the market that we liked. I think we'd just stay here until then. And also that would be better because the new build value will go up more the longer we're in it. Like once they've finished this development, which they've pretty much done now.
They have done, they just need to take time down.
Yeah.
If you're watching Gleeson.
The plan is to move to a nice, maybe more rural, it depends, maybe more northernly.
Just somewhere, we also could do somewhere that's a bit more quiet, I think.
Yeah, somewhere where Ted's not got, dog neighbours everywhere. Would be nice, but as I say...
Well, that's never not going to be possible, is it?
It's in the pipeline. It's just one of them long-term things we have to look at in the long term. Might not be for another 3, 4, 5 years, depending on how the market is. That's just very boring adult things. But yes, house with land. If you've got one that you're willing to sell to us for a reasonable price in the South Yorkshire area, let us know. We'd be interested.
If you've got land for sale in the South Yorkshire area, please
Yorkshire area, yeah, let me know because that might tickle my pickle as well. You mentioned in your last video you had plans for your home garden. What are you doing? I need to know. Ripping it out and starting again, if I had anything to do with it.
Unfortunately, your husband is sat around next to you, Ellen.
The garden.
We are just gonna widen the borders to fit more in because I think. Emma wants to put more dairies in apparently. This is not, I'd say not news to me, but it's not. And sort of get better idea of plant levels, so obviously tallest at the back, smallest at the front. And also just try and incorporate some areas for seating a bit better, I guess. And I said to you, I'm going to get some wood from work and put in a nice planter bed for you.
A proper raised vegetable bed.
Just because.
So I don't use the ones at home,
No.
And the problem is the ones at home are on top of gravel.
Yeah.
So they don't go into the ground, so I'm restricted on whack and grow, but we'll sort that out. But yeah, basically the garden we started it when we didn't know anything about gardening.
Or very minimal. I mean, if you look at our very first vlog, you'll see it.
Yeah.
And it is crazy.
So yeah, we started it with no sort of idea of plants or where they should be, and then over the years we've sort of put in whatever plants we could find and not really had to think about it. Like last year was the year of the bargain plant. Anything that was on sale, I just bought and put in, which filled it up nice, but also we've got really tall things at the front, we've got things at the back that are hidden, we've not really planted it seasonally, so there's like, it's just very bitty and very dotty and very well thought out. And now we've seen Monty Don, and you know, I've got a bit of an idea about landscape, and you from your work have got a bit of an idea about it. We've got more knowledge to bring to the table now about how things should look. We'd quite like to do more of a colour scheme as well, because it's a bit higgledy. The best example of what we want it to look like is the bit, if you watch the vlogs, where the bird bath is behind the greenhouse, because that was the newest bit we put in. And that is really full, is really lively. We've thought more about the planting and about where things go. We've bought possibly slightly more expensive perennial plants like the salvias and stuff that, you know, we really like and will last.
And they smell nice.
So that's sort of more how we would want it to be, and then we just top it up with annuals.
Even my dad grew that salvia at their house. And my dad was like, ooh, that's a really nice plant, that. I was like, yeah, right.
So that's the idea, is we want to just think about it a bit more. And the big thing is going to be widening the borders. That's going to be the big thing, I think. It's going to make a big difference.
Borders and mulching them.
Yeah. And ripping out plants that don't serve us. It's a bit like if you have a clear out of your wardrobe. Does it bring you joy? No. Get it gone. Because some of the plants in the garden are in there because it fills up space, but I don't actually like them. So what's the point? So yeah, there's the plan, but that will be a overwinter project, and mainly Sam's project, to be honest. I'll help obviously, but I'll be busy with the allotments.
Emma's a fair weather gardener.
He says, turns up in one allotment video a year.
You're a fair weather gardener.
I don't like cold.
I'm sure you'll come along with us and see what's going on.
Yeah, thank you. And as I said about the greenhouse, we're getting some outdoor electricity, so I can do more with that as well. Which will be good, because it means we'll have less seedlings on the windsills in March. My dad has asked, he could have just texted us or spoke to us the other day. My dad has asked, after using up masses of energy on a wedding and honeymoon, then returning to October's rain, wind and cold, where does your motivation come to get back on the allotment? It doesn't.
No, I keep every time I pull up home, I'm like, has the car moved? No.
Well, the issue at the moment is I used to go mostly after work in the week or before work in the morning, but obviously with it being dark, I can do neither of those things because it's dark before I start work and it's dark after work. So the only time I could go in the week is at lunch.
Don't you have them flex hours though, babe, that you used a lot of when you came back from?
Yeah, but even with flexi hours, it's like I could go for an hour at lunchtime, but it takes 15 minutes to get there, 15 minutes to get back, and then it means I only have half an hour there. I mean, I can stretch it out a bit because I do work flexi hours, but I can't take the mick. So, you know, it's kind of not ideal timing. And if I was just popping up to do stuff like I would in summer, like just popping up to water the greenhouse or just popping up to do this, then I could do that in half an hour, 40 minutes, but it's big, long jobs at the minute, which needs a full day really. So, and then when we've got weekends free recently, we've just wanted to spend them doing stuff together and being cosy and winding down and stuff. So we've not really wanted to go at the weekend either.
No, because I've gone back into straight to music stuff, haven't I?
The best thing is, well, it's not the best thing, but the best time for me to go is when Sam is out of the house doing something by himself, whether that's music or whatever, and then I am bored at home in the house on my own, and then I'm motivated to go because it's something to do. So we're just waiting for one of those days.
Probably Saturday.
Saturday maybe. I will go. I'm just a bit daunted by the amount of work. It's a bit scary.
I said to you, all you do is bed at a time.
Yeah.
And obviously I said I'll go with you anyway because there is a lot to be done.
Yeah. So.
And whenever there is like a lot to be done, I'll usually say like, I'll come with you. At least no point in doing it on your own.
Yeah, it's a lot to look at, but I know if we just do it bed by bed, it'll take little chunks off at a time, and then it'll be better. But yeah, I've not got any motivation at the moment to answer the question. Not got none. Congratulations, this is from Ray. You guys are a beautiful couple. Where does the rabbit live and what mulch are you putting on your beds to overwinter with? And then they said pea vine haze amazing if you can get that in the UK. I've not heard of that, I'll have a look into that. First of all, where does the rabbit live? He
Under
lives,
the stairs.
he lives in the cupboard under the stairs like Harry Potter.
Full Harry Potter.
He lives in the cupboard under the stairs and he's very happy there. He absolutely loves it in his little den. He's got a little wooden castle that he hides in, and he's very happy there. We let him out into the living room to have a run around and stuff, and he
Immediately runs around and goes, "Oh, is that it?"
and then goes back in. So some people, might think we're cruel for not letting him run around the house, but we've let him run around the house and he just stays in his den. So yeah, Thor is our house rabbit, by the way, if you're new here, and he is 7. But I took him to the vets the other day and he's the picture of health, apparently. He's a bit fat, apparently, but
Aren't we all?
the vet actually said, don't worry about it because he's old and as long as he's eating and he's happy, you're alright. So he can let himself go in his old age, apparently. Yeah,
Go
he's
on,
our
lad.
house rabbit and he's a happy little bun, and Thor and Ted get on alright.
I think it's a one-way relationship.
As in, Ted's more interested in Thor than Thor is of Ted.
Ted wants to be friends with Thor.
But Thor's old and grumpy. Anyway, so that's the history of the rabbit. I would love more rabbits, but we've decided we'll get another dog first. And what mulch are you putting on your beds to overwinter with? So at the allotment, we'll probably use rabbit bedding because we have loads of that, rabbit litter, because it's a manure and it's got lots of straw and wood chip in, so it's like the perfect fertiliser and cover. Other than that, we just use compost, and we'll be heading to Poop Mountain. We keep, every time we drive past, because it's only around the corner from our house, every time we drive past we go, oh, we need to go back there, we need to go back there. So we'll head back to Poop Mountain, i.e. our horsey friend / dog groomer, to get some manure. And at home we'll probably get some mulch from your work, if we can, which is just like a organic green waste, isn't it?
Yeah, just Sheffield's a very green city in itself, so there's lots of places where you can just pick up mulch and stuff.
It's
So
like a 2-for-1, isn't it? Because the gardeners take their green waste, or your clippings and
it's a
your lawn
green
clippings
waste
and stuff,
recycle centre,
and then they
basically.
compost it, and then you can take it to mulch beds and stuff. So we'll probably be using that at home if we can get a trailer full from your work. But otherwise we just sort of use whatever.
Probably leaves this year.
Leaves. Yeah, I think we've used
because-
less and less bought compost, which was always the plan.
I think because we've got quite heavy clay as well, it's using stuff that will break it down much more.
Yeah, we've got clay at home and at the allotment, so it's all about mulching. But yes, mostly rabbit manure because we've got it and it's free, and that's the best one I think we've had. And otherwise, just whatever we can get our hands on. Really. Right, we'll whiz through the last few questions because I think we're both done. We just need to put a candle in them. I'm so covered in pumpkin. Emma, can you spill the beans about the game project you're working on for your day job? There's 2 parts to this question.
I guess you can now.
Normally I can't. I've got pumpkin everywhere. As part of my job, I'm under an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, which means I can't talk about any of the games that my work makes. Because it's all hush hush, secret, and sometimes you work on a game for 2 years and it doesn't even get released, so can't talk about that either. But the game I'm working on has recently just gone into public testing, so it is now out into the world and we're allowed to put it on our LinkedIn and stuff, so I suppose I'm allowed to tell you. It's a party game, a bit like, if you're not into games, skip ahead, a bit like Fall Guys, sort of that party silly game structure.
Just fun kids game in a way.
Well, it's not necessarily kids. It's just like Fall Guys, like party, silly, elimination, 3 rounds of stuff. But if you Google Project D5 or on YouTube Project D5 and maybe put in Sumo Digital, which is my company, it'll come up and you can see a little bit of what I've been working on. If you see any bugs, it wasn't me. Okay.
Is there somebody there that you don't like?
What?
At your company?
No, why?
Because it's the way you could say it then.
Oh yeah. No, it is still in very early public, testing. So there are loads of bugs in it, but that's the game I'm working on, and I can find. I was only allowed to talk about it on Friday because that's when the public test went live. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Cute little green blobby things. Second part to this question. Sam, if I buy 50 earthworms for my terrace containers and I've put 15 bags of soil in the beds, do I need more worms? How many worms per square foot should I aim for? Apparently you're a worm expert. Anything about worms?
I don't know anything about worms. Worms do grow pretty quick. As long as you've got plenty of organic matter.
One day I'm going to have a wormery.
And with my dad, because he used to for fishing, we cut them in half.
And then they multiply. That's really weird.
Yeah. So I know it sounds daft if you're not squeamish, cut them in half.
You're not a worm expert.
But just plenty of, if you have plenty of green waste, plenty of organic matter, you'll suddenly quickly find that you'll have worms all like crazy. But other than that, just go on the old internet.
Second to last question from Claire at the Farmyard Garden. Hello Claire. I'm dying to know what the plans are for the wedding flower allotment now the wedding is over. Congrats. Well, the flower plot is still going to be the flower plot. Essentially, the flower plot is still the flower plot. As I said, I'm just going to try and grow over the whole year rather than just one specific month. It's mainly going to be dahlias because...
Well, the flowers are available.
Yeah, but they're just not as good. Because I absolutely love the dahlias, even after the wedding. Well, after the wedding is actually when they were the best. I've loved them. And so obviously I want to grow more, and hopefully we can save the tubers, or most of the... Oh, hello.
You got something to say about flowers.
Yeah, hopefully I can save the tubers, so obviously I need space to put that, and as I said, I'm trying to grow all year round. So the flower pot's still the flower pot. I will also be probably taking on my dad's plot. I think we all knew that was coming. I basically looked after it this whole year, because it was meant to be Florist Julie's plot, but Florist Julie is not very mobile at the minute, she's not very well, so I've basically been looking after it, and in that time I've basically decided I may as well just keep it, because I've put in the work, and I don't want a neighbour, basically. I don't want another neighbour.
You Ed Sheeran in it, basically.
But I'm going to combine the two, so if you know the allotment vlogs, my dad's and Julie's plot is adjacent to the flower pot, so I'm basically going to just mush them into, and then have two full-size plots. And that's it. I'm not taking on any more, ever, she says. There's people on our allotments that have got five plots. I don't think I could do 5 plots, I can barely do 1.5. But yeah, so flower plot's going to be flower plot plus. Next year. And the last one, how did you two meet and when? Love your content, cannot wait for more videos.
Tinder.
In the classic millennial way, we met on Tinder. In 2020, our first date was January 2020.
Was.
And then we had a bit of a tumultuous year because we started dating when lockdown hit. So. And
then big old Boris went, denied to the entire UK.
Yeah, so we did some shuffling with bubbles. It was a bit confusing.
Because I worked at that time, I worked on the north side of Sheffield. So, and obviously, where Emma is, I would work there and then finish.
Old house.
Yeah, your old house. Finish work, and then cycle home.
Except the home was my house.
Yeah. So basically, I would cycle like 2 hours just to your house.
I don't think it was illegal, but the rules were really confusing. I lived on my own.
I used it as
was
my
in a bubble.
daily exercise.
You were in a bubble. It was all very confusing. But we managed to see each other like less than once a week on average.
No, because
when it eased up.
When I come over and
because we had like
see each other weekends and
that
stuff.
month we didn't see each other at all when it began. Yeah, and I was staying at my mum's house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you don't need to know all that. But we met on Tinder. We met in January 2020 was our first date. I think we weren't talking before Christmas, were we? So it must have been quite quick from...
I think we were, because January... I want to say it was like January... Oh, we classify the 17th as what?
I don't know what anniversary we're on now, because we've got our
No,
engagement, we've got our wedding, we've got...
Well, no. No, you say that you've been together for X but married for.
Okay.
Don't you? But what I'm saying is, what do we classify January 17th as? Is that the first ever date we did?
I think, well, that's our first date. That was our first date. So, anyway.
So it might have been just before Christmas.
We started
No,
talking.
just after.
Anyway.
No, because you went away.
Oh, I went to
sister.
Portugal, yeah. Oh, so anyway.
So just after.
So we've been together for 5 and
5 years.
almost 6 years in January. And we've lived together since October.
Yeah, November
2020.
November that year, yeah.
Because of lockdown confusion, and also you were in between house, and it just seemed to happen. We didn't plan it.
I basically just turned around one day and we discussed like moving in
the future.
In the future. And then I just said, we had a trial week, didn't we?
You had a week off work, so you brought your computer and all your stuff, well, most of your stuff.
Trial week, and then we just laid in bed one night and I said, what if I just stayed? And then you suddenly went, yeah.
Yeah, so we lived together from being together less than a year, and we've been happy ever since.
And then had Ted just over a year.
We got Ted really early, we got Ted the next year. So yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind, I think, but in a good way. And
you mentioned me.
And now we're married, and we've got a house on our Ted. And we're quite content now, aren't we, Sausage?
What's next?
Let's not, because my mum will start piping in. We can all guess what the question is.
Stop thinking about it then.
What's
wrong with you?
So that is that. This has been a really long chai video, but I hope you like it. I like watching long chai videos sometimes. And
Can I do some pumpkin cabbage?
he wants to do some pumpkin eating.
There you go, Daddy. Done it for you.
So we'll put a light candle. Stop licking it.
Stop eating the pumpkins.
And we'll take a video and show you the final result. But comment down below now what you think we'll have gone for, or a pumpkin emoji if you're too lazy to think of something. That's fine too. How's your Halloween been? If you celebrate, not that we celebrate Halloween, I like pumpkins and pumpkin spice lattes and being cozy. Right, I think we've gone a bit stir crazy. Let's show the pumpkins. Right, 3, 2, 1.
The light of mine isn't very good.
Ta-da! I've done flowers as a homage to Flower Year, and Sam's done
An UFO.
a UFO. Let us know if you like the pumpkins. As I say, leave a comment or an emoji down below. Let us
Leave
know.
a flower and a UFO emoji.
Oh yeah, confuse everyone. And we will see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Have a lovely week. Adios.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekends.
Enjoy
coming
spooky
up.
season.
Yes. Eat as many sweets as you want, kids.